I'm Audrey Burks. I'm a registered nurse. I've been with Baptist Health for 53 years.
Hi, I'm Tommy Norman. I've been a police officer for 24 years and most recently a patient here at Baptist Health in the CCU unit. I've heard about us meeting up and having this conversation for a few weeks now, and I've literally counted down the days. I've told my mom, everybody, obviously I'm the baby boy of the family. Everybody knows about my career and my family and the path that I took, and they know who Audrey Burks is and how much you mean to me. So thank you for this time.
I couldn't remember how old you were when you started for us. Do you remember?
I was probably barely legal.
I started to say you were right out of high school.
I was in my early 20s, late teens.
Yeah, you were in your late teens, I think. And I thought the first thing I remember about you was talking to you. And I hired lots of people back then for nursing. And I thought, we need that guy. We need him. So I was so scared you weren't going to come on board. But anyhow, because he had lots of interest at the time. But I thought to myself, your compassion for your age was phenomenal. Didn't know how you got that or what your background was. Just knew that you were unbelievably kind and compassionate toward the patients. Never had a complaint. And that was unusual for an orderly. This was real unusual for the orderlies I had. That was really an unusual thing. Never did get complained about you, Tom. And you cared. It was real obvious that you cared always. And so I wanted to hire you for my nursing. I wanted you to go to nursing school and become a nurse because I thought you had it in you.
I remember.
And there's only certain people that have it in you. I tried talking you into it, but you wouldn't come to me. I don't know what that problem was.
Well, I can tell you this is that, in my late teens, my mom taught all of us, be nice to people, whatever you do in life, whatever you choose to do, make sure it's helping other people. And, I wanted to find a job out of high school that could help people. I started out at a nursing home.
Remember?
And then coming to Baptist, I didn't really have the confidence that I needed. Coming from a nursing home and going to work for the Baptist health system, I was like, can I really do that? And so I remember I applied and you hired me as an orderly, a CNA, and I loved it. Just pushing patients, doing EKGs in the emergency room, getting to know patients and their families. And I don't really remember how many years. We'd have to go back through the old dusty files to look that up. But I still remember when you called me in your office. The one thing I remember about you, you're always smiling at people. You were talking to people. Of course, I knew when you were coming around to be on my P's and Q's because you were my boss.
That was tough, right?
You were tough. But I still remember like it was yesterday. You called me in your office and you said, Tommy, let's send you to nursing school. And at the time, I had been thinking about being a police officer. Once again, I would be able to help people. And as we know now, I took the road to be a police officer, but I can tell you that what you taught me as an employee for Baptist and the way you encouraged me, just your infectious personality even today after so many years, it's an honor to be here to revisit and just to kind of, connect again. But me going to the police academy and me being a police officer, a lot of that confidence came from you. And I was torn, and I'll be honest with you, telling you no, it was tough on me. And I remember I told you that I was going to go to a summer camp and come back and give you an answer. Mm-hmm. And I was too scared to come back and tell you no.
I like that.
But I think eventually you found out. But
I did find out.
But I have to give so much credit to you. I work with a lot of people 25 years ago, but you're the only person that I remember. And when I say 25 years ago when I worked here or at the old hospital, but just when I was here after my heart attack and I would see nurses come in, I would tell myself, I could see myself walking in a room. I could see myself checking on people. And not just that, but if there's a family member right here, I want to get to know about the family member, just like I do as a police officer. Where does the patient's mom work? Where does the patient's dad work? How long have you worked there? You're developing that relationship with the entire family. You taught me that.
Well, I don't know that I did. I think you came with it.
No, you taught me. You taught me. My mom, and she'll see this. She played a big role. My mom loves you, by the way.
Your mom's a good
But
mom.
you, putting on those scrubs every day. You'll laugh at this, but I remember this. Before I came to work at Baptist, before my shift started, I would go to Walmart or Kroger's just to walk around to be seen in my scrubs. I wouldn't buy anything. I just wanted people to see me in my scrubs. Maybe they thought I was a doctor. I had my Baptist name badge, but I was so proud, and I was close. I was close to becoming a nurse. I think I would do a great job. I know there's a lot of learning and schooling behind that, but I'm still helping people. But Baptist, I owe Baptist a lot of credit for what they taught me and what you taught me, and just the fact that of all people, you would call me in your office and offer to send me to nursing school. I bragged about that to some people because that was big.
Yeah, you should.
That was big, so I really appreciate it.
Well, I saw something in you that was different than what you saw in other people, and you cared about people, number one, and that's the first thing that a nurse should do. But where you've gone with your life and what you've done has been phenomenal.
Thank you.
And I think I was just telling Kara, I think probably the path you took was the right path for you, for sure. It would have helped us out a lot if you'd have been a nurse, but I think you did what was right for Tommy. I think you did yourself good. And you've done the city of North Little Rock, and all of those kids, I knew you were a kid, and all of those kids you've helped is phenomenal, just phenomenal. And so I think you chose the right path. It really ticked me off, but I think you chose the right path in the end.
I think you were probably wondering, okay, Tommy should be back from that summer camp by now.
I did, and I kept thinking, where is that boy?
Is he lost?
He forgot where we were. You didn't ever forget where we were because you still took care of us.
I just didn't want to break that news to you.
That's okay. It was sad for me, but I did okay with it.
Yeah. You're still here.
I'm still
and
here.
I'm still here.
After all these years, and you're still in the city of North Little Rock, and so am I.
Yeah, and just, it's so amazing, when Kara, when I got discharged the first time, Kara and Mike were there when I got wheeled out, and I said, you won't believe this, but I was almost an employee here as a nurse because of Audrey Burks. And they said, you're kidding. I said, no, go ask her. I love telling that story.
I tried to get you, but you wouldn't come.
But you're such an amazing person. You're such an amazing advocate for Baptist Health. And now I've gotten to know some people here a lot closer. And, I know that trickles down the line throughout the years. I mean, you kind of started this legacy, and then people learn from you. And just, gosh, you're probably not going to believe me when I tell you this, but when it was time for me to be discharged, my first and second time, I didn't want to leave. So the nurse says, okay, you can get dressed. And she comes back in and she's like, you're not dressed. It's like, in a weird way, I don't want to go because they treated me so well. And
we didn't mean to do that.
Finally got dressed and left. but it's just how all this has came full circle. I'm sitting here with you. You're still with Baptist. I'm still a police officer. But you taught me so much. And as a police officer, you don't have to be mean. You don't have to scream and yell at people. You can be kind to people. And my job, almost a quarter of a century later, has really benefited me as far as what I learned here and what I learned working at a nursing home and working at other places I worked at. And really what God taught me and my mom taught me, really at a young age, is whatever your occupation is, so that badge doesn't identify you, your heart does. And the badge that I wear at work, that badge sits over my heart, but my heart identifies me. At the end of the day, I'm a human being more so than I am a police officer. I've always been an advocate for humanity, and and so have you. And just this time with you means so much. I'm going to walk out of this hospital today feeling so much better about myself because you are a blessing to this community, and especially you are. Yeah, I mean. And I mean that wholeheartedly. And it's just, maybe I'll still come to work for Baptist. I retire in 4 years, right?
Well, okay, I'll still be here, I'm sure. If they'll keep me,
I won't tell you
I'm
no.
Still gonna be,
I won't go to a summer camp and not come back.
And not come back. Yeah. That's okay. I understood as soon as you didn't come back that you had chosen what. Yeah, but what you liked is what you liked. I mean, where your heart is where your heart is, Tommy.
Here. Yeah. I'm telling you, just to put on the scrubs, and I'm a big shot, and I maybe even slip in my scrubs sometimes. I don't know because it was just so cool to wear those scrubs.
I think a lot of people sleep in their scrubs.
And I see people. I saw you when I walked downstairs from rehab, and I saw Kara, and I see, is that Audrey pushing a patient out the front door? And that was you.
Yeah.
I was like, that does not surprise me. But just to be able to meet patients when I worked here, relationships are so big.
They're big.
Relationships and commitment. You know, because the nurses and the doctors, you know, I want to hear from them again. I don't want when I leave this hospital to that be the only time I hear from them. But two things that I've learned through my job as a police officer and really just humanity as a whole is meet people, form relationships, and then stay committed to those relationships.
Right.
Relationships are such a big part of what we do.
It is. And both of our jobs.
Right.
Yeah. We are. Well, I didn't ever get mad at you for not coming back.
But I loved it. I mean, it's something as small as taking a blood pressure. I thought that was the coolest thing. Taking an EKG. You know, sometimes they would assign me to the ER, and I'll be quite honest, I got nervous because the ER at the Old Baptist, it stayed pretty busy.
Yeah, we would just
Just
stay
like
busy.
the ERs are now. And then when I would come to work, they would tell me, okay, you're in the ER. And I was like, whew, I can do it. I know I won't say only a CNA, only an orderly, but it was really fun and cool to work for Baptist, and I learned so much more about how important it is to care about people.
I do love this hospital. I do love the people of North Little Rock, and I like that you help take care of them too.
Well, thank you so much for leading me down the right path. When I say down the right path, that's just the path of how you treat people the right way and encouraging me. You were a big help in what life has been for me and all the confidence you gave me. Even though I didn't become a nurse, I became a police officer, but you just really kind of helped lift me off with the amount of confidence that I needed when I left here. Thank you for allowing me to kind of bend your ear, and I'm glad you remembered me.
I would always remember you, Tommy. You were one of my favorites, always.
Thank you.
Always.